So I haven't posted a video in the past few days. I did post shorts, but people generally do not watch those. Unfortunate, but it's fine. I was also paying attention to the election in my country, and then other than that I was streaming on Twitch. Yes guys, I'm streaming on Twitch. So none of that is actually important. What is important is the subject of today's video. It's something I have previously seen a few days ago, a couple of days ago. It was posted 3 days ago, right? And I think it is a great subject for a video because it sparks discussions. And now that Arcane is over, that's the only thing left to do, right? Maybe hyper-analyzing the show if you want, that's great as well. Being interested about the lore of Runeterra, but this one is also something that can bring hope to the people who were interested specifically in the characters from Arcane and Piltover and Zone, right? Which is why I want to thank this person for making the post. I think it's a great one, even though the title is not exactly accurate, but let's get into it. Should League of Legends make an Arcane game or not? League of Legends, no, it's Riot Games, but you get the idea. Riot Games already released a bunch of games set up in the world of Runeterra through Riot Forge, and if I am to talk about a specific game set up in the zone we see in Arcane, Piltover and Zone, we can bring up Convergence, a League of Legends story. In that game you play as Echo, you go through Piltover and Zone, and I think it was a pretty good game from a gameplay perspective. The story is what it is. I thought it was good, right? Other people will have different opinions, and that's fine. Now, the problem is, or the difference is, that the game is set up in an alternate timeline, so nothing you see in that game is similar to what you've seen in Arcane. Maybe you're in the comment section saying that the game is not canon, however, I have not seen Riot Games or the creators or anyone else saying something along those lines, and the ending pretty much confirms the idea that it is an alternate timeline, so I will consider it canon. Now, other than that, Riot Games is working on other games, on other projects, right? And among them, there is one which I count as the pinnacle of the games which they are gonna release in the future. It is the Riot MMO, and it was brought up in the comment section of this post, so thank you to this person for commenting that. Don't know what the current state of affairs is, but the MMO that was planned a while ago is the biggest contender for that. They are still working on the MMO, or at least Marc Merrill, the co-founder of Riot Games, confirmed that multiple times on his stream on Twitch whenever he was playing WoW, during the WoW meta, whenever he was part of this streamer guild called OnlyFans. And not only that, but it seems like they are gonna bring up a bunch of aspects from World of Warcraft. So they are gonna do what they do best, copy other games and bring up their own ideas into the mix. For example, we have LoL, copied Dota, brought up their own ideas. Then we have Valorant, copied CS, brought up their own ideas. And I hope they are gonna do the same whenever they release the Riot MMO. Why do I say that? Well, I played Warcraft 3, I have read some of the books, and I have played World of Warcraft, which is why I believe the immersion you get going through the zones, exploring the world, is unquestionably amazing. Which is what I want to see in the world of Runeterra whenever they release that. If I want to explore Piltover and Zone, I want to get that feeling of immersion, right? People are gonna love that in my opinion. And that's obviously only one aspect related to the game. There are plenty of other things to consider when talking about an MMO. Necrit made a video or multiple videos related to that, and whenever I listen to something he says in those videos, not only do I get the idea that he is very passionate about the subject, but also it makes me think about all the possibilities that will be brought up when that game is released, right? By the time they release the Riot MMO, they are probably going to release multiple other shows in the meantime, right? A show set up in this region with these characters, another show set up in this other region with these other characters, right, and so on. And whenever the Riot MMO is released, all of the people who watched the shows will most likely be interested in playing that game, not League of Legends, right? they are gonna be able to explore the zones they loved from the show and maybe, potentially, interact with the characters they loved from the shows. Other than the people I just mentioned, there are obviously going to be other subsets of people who are going to play the Riot MMO. We have other comments which are amazing in this thread, for example this one. You are never gonna believe me when I say this. We already have games, right? But then, we have a comment right here which I believe takes the cake in my opinion because I'm biased. Arcane game in the style of Witcher 3. Oh my god. Personally, I love Witcher. It is one of my favorite... I think it's my favorite story game out of everything I have played up until now. Maybe I haven't played enough games, but I can definitely say that as soon as I finished Witcher 3, I couldn't play anything else. I thought that everything else was garbage in comparison, and I couldn't bring myself to finish anything. It did actually destroy my, I don't know, experience as a gamer. Something similar to Witcher in Piltover and so on. People would definitely love that, but I'm not sure Riot Games is investing into something like that. As I stated, they have other projects they are working on, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they're gonna surprise us by the end of the year. That's all I wanted to say. You can bring up your own ideas in the comment section. It is a valuable discussion in my opinion, so why not? Thanks for watching and subscribe!